Level 1. Direct Power. Direct power is the simplest kind. You can personally make something happen. Your hands build it. Your voice commands it. Your body moves it. Physical strength lets you lift what others cannot. Money in your pocket buys what you need right now. Skills you mastered allow you to fix, create, or solve without waiting for anyone else. Personal charisma makes strangers listen when you speak. The power lives in your muscles, your wallet, your brain, your presence. When you walk into a room, things change because you are there. You can throw a punch, hand over cash, write the code, or charm the crowd. No permission needed, no system required, just you and your ability to act. At first, this feels like total control. You do not need anyone's approval. If you want something done, you do it yourself. A strong person moves the furniture alone. A skilled carpenter builds the table without help. Someone with cash buys dinner for the table. A charismatic speaker commands attention the moment they start talking. No middlemen, no bureaucracy, just raw capability turned into immediate results. It is the power every child understands first. The biggest kid gets the ball. The one with money buys the candy. But direct power has a fatal weakness. It only works when you are present. Step outside, and the power vanishes. Your strength cannot protect your home while you sleep. Your money cannot buy anything once spent. Your skills sit useless when you are sick. Your charisma dies the second you leave the conversation. This power is trapped inside your body and your moment. You cannot be in two places at once. You cannot work 24 hours without breaking. Every action drains you. Every move costs energy you will not get back. Direct power scales terribly. One person can only do so much. You can convince 10 people in a room, maybe 100 if magnetic enough, but you cannot convince 1,000 without your voice giving out. You can earn money with your hands, but never enough to shift an economy. You can fight one opponent, maybe 3, but never an army. Your body tires, your mind fogs, your energy depletes. The moment you stop acting, power stops existing. This is why direct power feels strong but stays weak. It cannot survive your absence. It cannot multiply beyond your reach. It lives and dies. The moment someone realizes that, they just wait you out, exhaust you, outlast you. Because unlike you, systems do not sleep. Titles do not tire. Influence does not need to be in the room to keep working. What if there was a way to borrow power instead? To wear authority and command obedience without earning it yourself? Level 2. Positional power. Positional power does not come from you. It comes from the role you occupy. A manager gives orders and employees follow, not because the manager is stronger or smarter, but because the title says they should. A judge speaks and the courtroom listens. A police officer raises a hand and traffic stops. A teacher assigns homework and students comply. The power belongs to the position, not the person wearing it. Strip away the badge, the gavel, the corner office, and the obedience disappears with it. This is borrowed authority. You step into a role that already carries weight, and suddenly people treat you differently. Strangers respect you. Subordinates obey you. Systems bend around you, but none of it is yours. You are renting power from an institution that built it long before you arrived. The uniform makes you powerful. The job title opens doors. The credentials command attention. Take them away, and you are back to level 1, relying only on what you personally bring. Positional power feels stronger than direct power because it multiplies your reach. A manager does not need to personally complete every task. They delegate. A judge does not enforce the law themselves. Others do it for them. A teacher does not need charisma to assign work. The role itself carries enough weight. You can influence hundreds, even thousands, without exhausting yourself. The institution amplifies you, but positional power is fragile. It only lasts as long as you hold the role. Get fired, retire, or step down, and the power evaporates instantly. People who once listened stop returning calls. Decisions you once made are no longer yours to make. The respect was never about you. It was about the chair you sat in, and now someone else sits there. Worse, positional power can be stripped away by someone with more positional power. Your boss fires you. A higher court overrules the judge. Internal affairs suspends the officer. The system that gave you power can take it back whenever it wants. This is the trap of positional power. It feels stable, official, legitimate, but it depends entirely on the institution that granted it. You are powerful only as long as the system says so. What if people followed you because they wanted to, not because they had to? What if loyalty survived beyond the title? Level 3. Relational power. Relational power is different. People listen to you because they trust you, like you, or depend on you. No title required. No uniform needed. They follow you voluntarily. This is the power of social networks, alliances, reputation, and influence. A friend asks for advice and takes it seriously. A mentor speaks and protégés listen. A community leader suggests action and neighbors join in. The power flows from connection, not command. This kind of power survives job loss. You can lose your position, but relationships stay intact. A fired manager loses authority over employees, but a trusted colleague keeps influence within the team. A retired judge loses the gavel, but decades of built reputations still open doors. Relational power moves with you because it lives in how people see you, not what role you hold. It is personal, earned over time through consistency, reliability, and care. Building relational power takes patience. You cannot force trust. You cannot buy loyalty. You have to show up repeatedly, deliver on promises, and prove yourself worth believing in. Every interaction is a deposit or withdrawal. Help someone and they remember. Betray someone and they never forget. Over months and years, these exchanges build a network of people who value your opinion, defend your name, and amplify your message. When you speak, they listen because they have learned your word means something. Relational power also scales better than direct power. One trusted person influences 10 others. Those 10 influence 100. Your reputation spreads through stories people tell about you. Your ideas travel through conversations you are not part of. Someone you helped 5 years ago recommends you to someone you have never met. The network grows organically, compounding your reach without draining your energy. But relational power still has limits. It requires maintenance. Relationships fade without attention. Trust breaks if you stop showing up. Influence weakens when you lose touch. You have to keep investing time, care, and energy into the network. Miss too many calls, ignore too many messages, break too many promises, and the power dissolves. Relational power is stronger than positional power because it is voluntary, but it still depends on you staying active, present, and engaged. What if there was a way to build power that worked even when you were not around? A system that perpetuated your advantage automatically, bending society in your favor whether you lifted a finger or not. Level 4. Structural power. Structural power means you do not exert power. The system exerts it on your behalf. Laws advantage you. Institutions protect your interests. Economic structures funnel resources toward you. Algorithms prioritize your content. Society bends in your direction even when you are asleep, even when you are dead. This is power built into the architecture of how things work. Consider zoning laws that keep affordable housing out of wealthy neighborhoods. Nobody has to actively exclude anyone. The rules do it automatically. Property values rise, taxes stay low, and certain people simply cannot afford to live there. The system maintains inequality without anyone lifting a finger. Or consider tax codes written to favor capital gains over wages. Investors pay lower rates than workers. The law itself redistributes wealth upward, quietly, legally, year after year. Structural power is invisible until you look for it. Algorithms decide who sees your posts, who gets job interviews, who qualifies for loans. If you design the algorithm, you control the outcome without making individual decisions. Banks built credit systems that reward people who already have money and punish those who do not. Highways were built through poor neighborhoods, not rich ones. School funding tied to property taxes ensures wealthy areas get better education. None of this requires active cruelty. The structure does the work. This is where power becomes ambient. You do not need to be present. You do not need to convince anyone. You do not need relationships or titles. The system perpetuates your advantage automatically, because the rules were written with you in mind. Someone born into wealth inherits structural power. Their money grows through investments designed to favor capital. Their children attend schools built to maintain class barriers. Their mistakes get second chances because institutions protect people like them. But structural power has a weakness. It requires resources to build. You need money to lobby for favorable laws. You need influence to shape institutions. You need control over capital to design economic systems. Building the structure takes years, sometimes generations. And once built, structures can be torn down. Laws change. Institutions collapse. Revolutions rewrite the rules. Structural power is durable, but not permanent. What if there was a level beyond the system? What if you could control what people believe the system should be? Level 5. Ideological power. Ideological power is the highest form. You control what people believe is true, moral, or normal. Religion tells billions how to live. Patriotism convinces citizens to die for borders drawn on maps. Identity narratives shape who people think they are. Cultural myths define success, beauty, and worth. Media framing decides which problems matter and which get ignored. At this level, your preferences become other people's moral duty. They enforce your worldview for you. This power operates through belief itself. When someone accepts an ideology, they police themselves and everyone around them. A religious person does not need a priest watching to follow commandments. They believe God is watching. A patriot does not need a general forcing them to serve. They believe serving is honorable. Workers accept low wages because they believe hard work leads to success, even when it demonstrably does not. The ideology convinces them their struggle is temporary, their suffering noble. Ideological power makes all other power invisible. If you control the narrative, you decide what counts as fair. Structural inequality becomes meritocracy. Exploitation becomes opportunity. Obedience becomes virtue. People defending the system believe they are defending truth, justice, or natural order. They cannot see the strings because the ideology taught them the strings do not exist. Challenge the system, and they do not see liberation. They see heresy, betrayal, or insanity. This level of power multiplies infinitely. One believer converts 10 others. Those 10 convert 100. The ideology spreads through families, schools, media, and culture until it becomes common sense. Questioning it feels dangerous, crazy, immoral. Even people harmed by the ideology defend it because their entire identity is built around believing it. A poor person defends billionaires. A worker opposes unions. A citizen cheers for wars that do not benefit them. The ideology convinced them their interests align with power when they do not. Ideological power is the ultimate form because it makes people want what you want. They do not feel controlled. They feel righteous. They enforce your rules on themselves and punish anyone who resists. You do not need to be present. You do not need a title. You do not need relationships or systems. The belief does everything. And once an ideology roots itself deep enough, it survives even when the original source is gone. The idea becomes immortal, replicating itself through generations, shaping reality long after its creators are dust.